Hello again, and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, including one that's resulted in split reactions and some confusion after Lil Nas X reacted to the Eminem cancellation trend on TikTok with a video on the platform. And we also have 50 Cent talking about the chances of him doing a Verzuz battle, where he also had more to say about desperation being a factor as to why we've seen rappers like Jeezy take part in a Verzuz. And before we get started, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and find me on social media at ETLifestyle_web. So 50 was on the Morning Hustle show recently, and it was brought up that Fat Joe said that the only person he would consider to do a Verzuz with is 50, and this was 50's response to the possibility of going against Fat Joe.
I thought Verzuz was something we did when we were stuck in the house. As soon as we got out of the house, like to come back outside, I was like Verzuz didn't make sense to me anymore.
Now, of course, 50 wasn't done, and he had more to add to it to explain why it's pointless, which is where young Jeezy came into the picture.
The Jeezy
Gucci Man,
Gucci Man thing, I think that was desperation on Jeezy's part, trying to sell a record.
Do you feel like it worked?
No, the record didn't sell.
Damn.
The record didn't sell.
And when you take a look at the facts, regardless of how you may feel about 50, he's right on the money here, as Jeezy dropped an album around that time of the Verzuz that peaked at number 19 on the Billboard 200 albums chart and fell off the charts after just 2 weeks. So for the plan to sell records from the hype generated from the Verzuz, it fell flat on its face, hence reactions like this. But where's the lie? Another one. Regardless of how you feel about 50, he's not wrong here. And as usual, those that ignore the facts had their 2 cents. Don't really think he could make it to 20 records without including his and the Game first album. 50 is immature and he can't identify with the class of Jeezy during that battle. But facts don't care if you think 50 is immature or not, and the user responded to that with 50 got 17 top 10 songs alone and over 30 top 20 songs. He has way bigger and more hits than Jeezy and Fat Joe. The point of the user about 50 struggling to make it to 20 songs is one that reminds me of what we often see about Eminem on social media, where casuals claim they don't know anyone who listens to Eminem, so therefore no one listens to Eminem in the world, hence the shock when stats are revealed. 50's moved on from music for years now, yet still got over 18 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Jeezy got less than 5 million right now, despite being more active. Make of that what you will. And moving on to the next point, Lil Nas X decided to drop his own spin on the whole Gen Z trying to cancel Eminem drama. And before I play the clip, there's conflicting reports so far. From Hip Hop DX, for instance, it states, Lil Nas X clowns millennials defending Eminem against Gen Z TikTokers, while on the other end, Complex dropped this. Lil Nas X trolls TikTok users trying to cancel Eminem with jokingly terrible freestyle. And here's the clip.
Generation Z wants to cancel Eminem? Generation Z wants to cancel Eminem. Listen up, Generation Z. You're a generation of Z. Z, generation of Z.
Now that looks like an impression of the user that dropped the viral freestyle defending Eminem, don't you think?
What? Gen Z's trying to what? Cancel Eminem. Afraid you're null and void, dear. I'm afraid your opinion don't matter here, cause one day you'll grow up and see how everyone went and forgot about Z.
But people see it differently. In reaction on Twitter, one user states he wasn't making fun of the millennials, instead Generation Z, to which a user responds he was definitely making fun of the ones defending Eminem, and one user expanded. Conservatives were trying to cancel Eminem before social media was even a thing. Since M's first album, there were protests against him. He's untouchable at this point. He could buy out Lil Nas X's contract and let the label keep the change. So it's safe to say this user saw it as Lil Nas X clowning the millennials defending Eminem. And in the thread about him clowning millennials, another user expands. I knew he wasn't about to rap cause he don't have bars, and even the outlet is getting some hands. Damn, that's crazy. I thought this was a platform for actual artists, not one-hit wonders who use their orientation to stay relevant. And on the humor side of things, some believe it was lacking. A user states, if this video was titled, in quotes, "You laugh you lose, we all win." But where do you stand on this? Was he clowning millennials who defended Eminem or making fun of Gen Z trying to cancel Eminem? Comment below and see you on the next one.